Good morning. Welcome to number 2. Second time running to the camera, second time vlogging, blah blah blah. Okay, so I thought what I'd do today is take a bit of time to tell you a little bit more about who I am and what you can expect from this channel, mostly running. I also thought I'd switch it up a little bit. Vlog 2, I've got my camera mounted on a selfie stick. I thought I'd show you some of the beautiful countryside around about where I live. So cut to some B-roll and me attempting fancy shots with a selfie stick. Go. Okay, so my name's Dougal. I'm 45 years old, that's right, 45, halfway to 90, as my friend who shares my birthday replied when I wished her a happy birthday last time. And I'm a primary school teacher, which, if you saw my last vlog about me getting COVID multiple times and illness, put the 2 and 2 together, it might explain it a little bit. As much as I enjoy spending with them, time with the children, I share my life with them and I help them grow, and in return they give me lots of bugs. It's impossible to teach with a face mask. I have a wife, beautiful wife, who is my rock, my partner, my life partner. We've been married nearly 15 years and it just keeps getting better. I'm so grateful to have her in my life. We have 2 beautiful, energetic and lively children who may or may not appear in this vlog YouTube channel at some point. And the reason the channel's called Mostly Running is because it's going to be that. It'll be a little bit of running, but a little bit about our lives as well. I will probably do quite a lot of these, and some training series and some nutrition and all sorts of stuff, but my wife will probably also take you for a little jog and tell you about herself and her insights as well. And I think that generally, I think women are massively underserved by the amount of research there is into fitness in general, but also yeah, running fitness, cardiovascular fitness. She's reading a book at the moment which sort of opens its title. The first chapter is "Women Are Not Small Men," and that's absolutely right. I think the way that the fertility cycle affects women's running is a massively under-researched and underdeveloped topic, really. So yeah, I don't want to mansplain everything, so I'll let her pick up on that, but just to say I will share some things about that at some point. Probably started running back when I was sort of about 15 or 16 in school, but really I'd say running for most of my life, from when I was kind of, well, 16 right through to 40 really, or 41, was something I did to help other things. I was a fencer, as in fencing with swords, from about sort of 14 upwards, and I got to a reasonably high level with that. So I was sort of at sort of national level. Used to go abroad, do the odd competition. Think I got a GB vest for something or other. So that was my sort of background. So I was quite fit up to kind of university level really, and I would always run maybe once a week or twice a week to kind of help the fencing. And really the only time I can remember, because this is way before the days of GPS watches and tracked and pacing and everything, I would go to the gym and I would do 5k warm-up on the treadmill before I started my workout, and I would do it in about 20 minutes. So I just put it on, and that was my warm-up. So nowadays running 5k in 20 minutes is something I can do, but it's not something I would do for a warm-up. It takes a significant amount of effort. once I got my degree, basically I worked as a performer, mostly in sort of musical theatre. I was an actor for about 8 years, when I was 22, right through to sort of I was about 30, 31. And if I can find some old pictures, I'll stick them on the screen. I was in some West End shows. I was the lead in Rent in the West End with Caprice, if you remember who she is. And I did Wicked, Singing in the Rain, Pacific Overtures. Had a great time. It was a great job to have in my 20s. I didn't have huge responsibilities, and it kept me fit. When you're on stage, certainly singing, dancing, jumping around, you don't need to do, you're doing that 8 shows a week, you don't need to do an awful lot of sort of extra fitness work on top of that, because that will keep you fit. So again, I would go running maybe, I don't know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, just to sort of keep me fit enough to do the shows, really. But I was always very careful. I didn't want to go I didn't want to work too hard, otherwise I might injure myself. I got married around 2008. I kind of made a shift into being a writer of musical theatre. So that then took up a huge part of my life, sort of the next sort of 8 or 9 years really, writing musical theatre, and had a wonderful time. Wrote some shows that were they've been performed, some of them have been performed around the world, some in New York. I put some titles up on the screen, you can go out and Google them, and I've still got like a holding page writers sort of website. If that interests you, you can go and look there. So in my 30s, that's mostly what I was doing. And if you're really organised when you're self-employed, you can basically make time work for you. But I always found it really hard to justify taking time off to go for a run. I found it quite hard because I'd gone from basically being in a job where I was on my feet and active, although not running, but on my feet, dancing, singing, being on stage. It's quite a physical job being a performer. I'd done that for 8 or 9 years, so basically a job where I would largely just sit in a chair and write all day. So I would write plays, and I would also compose music and write musical theatre, really. So some of the music that you hear on this channel will be mine. I may even do you a song at some point, there you go. So I just found the combined pressure of being self-employed, trying to earn a living in a profession that's very, very hard to earn a living in, and not really having time to exercise, although I didn't know that was a factor at the time. It really messed with my mental health. I wasn't enjoying life, I wasn't enjoying the job, and it just wasn't working out for my family, my work-life balance. My son was, I had 2 sons at that point. I still do, thankfully. So yeah, I walked past a sign that said, "We'll pay you to train to be a teacher." And I had worked with children running a youth theatre at my local theatre off and on for about 7 years. So I knew I could work with kids. I enjoyed working with kids. And to supplement some of my writing, I'd done, I taught all ages from sort of 5 up to 21 up to undergrad level, really. So I thought I took the plunge, and in 2018, while I still had arguably my most successful play on at a regional theatre, I was also training to be a teacher. And it was weird, that year that I made that jump to being a teacher, I also ran my very first park run. And yeah, it was just an eye-opener to me, because I vaguely in my head knew I knew I'd run like 5k in about 20 minutes to warm up back when I was 18, and I think I did my first park run in about 24 minutes, and that was all out exhaustion, nearly collapse at the end. And I was definitely starting to get on the edge of what you would call middle-age spread, dad bod, everything. And I could feel myself just getting a bit podgy around the sides and just generally getting a bit unfit and feeling unfit. And it's amazing with parkrun. You say, as I said last blog, you're only racing yourself. However, you can then, because you get your parkrun time each week, you want to improve. You want to say, well, next week I'll run a bit quicker and I'll run a bit quicker. And it really spawned from there, really. So I say I've been running about 4 years now. I've been a member of a running club for about 2 years of that, and that's really made a massive difference. Just having a community, having people around me, and so the running and the teaching have kind of gone really well together, because I would say teaching is probably a more stressful job, weirdly enough, during the day, because it's intense. However, the running is a really good combatant for that, and that really sort of helps me calm, helps balance everything. And I will do a separate running vlog on running and sort of mental health and other things as well. But that sort of brings me up to date almost with my history of running. So over the last 4 years, I've run for enjoyment, for accountability, having a running club, and I've seen my times improve, which is something I really like as well. So that's it for vlog number 2. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you fancy finding out about any of my performing life, you're welcome to go away. My 7-year-old said to me last night, "Do you know what, Daddy? You're only one letter away from being famous. If you put a G at the front of your name, it spells Google." He does make me laugh. So you could go away and do Google Doogle, or you can just enjoy the running content. I think the next time we'll get back to Wokingham Half training, setting up for the big marathon. Maybe I'll reveal next episode what that marathon will be. Till then, I think my sign off will become, you're only racing yourself.